Welcome to the Amnayalife podcast. Today we will talk about how fear of judgment led one woman to reject every English opportunity at work until a single moment forced her to break the cycle. I'm your host, Jack Smith, and I'm here with Pe妤, who has an incredible story to share about her English learning journey. Pe妤, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Jack. I've never really told this full story before, so it feels a bit vulnerable, but I hope it helps someone out there who is still stuck like I was.
Let's dive right into the tough question. Why do people who spend years studying English at school and in cram classes still turn down every chance to actually use it at work? I see it all the time here in Taiwan. Someone's brain is full of grammar rules, but when there's a real email to send or phone call to answer, their first instinct is to avoid it. Why is that?
I totally felt that for years. Even though my colleagues thought my English was great, just the idea of speaking up or replying to a foreign client gave me instant anxiety. I would do anything to pass the job to someone else. It's not because I didn't want to improve, it's honestly because I was terrified of making mistakes and being judged.
Right, and the deeper part is that nobody admits it out loud. There's still this belief that speaking up before you're perfect means you'll embarrass yourself or let the team down. So you just retreat.
So true. I was the one who always volunteered for the behind-the-scenes tasks. I felt almost invisible, but at least I was safe from the spotlight.
What's interesting is we think avoiding English protects us, but in reality, it just traps us in the same old fears and keeps us from growing.
Exactly, and the longer you hide, the harder it gets to say yes the next time.
Today, we're unpacking what happens when that cycle finally breaks and how anyone can start to step forward, even if their heart pounds like crazy.
I hope by sharing my most embarrassing moments, people can realize they're not alone and it's never too late.
Before we dive deeper into Peiyu's story, I want to let you know if you're struggling with the same challenges we're talking about today, there's a free class I've created that breaks down the real reasons blocking your English fluency. You can find the link in the episode description. It's going to show you exactly how to remove these blocks. Okay, Peiyu, let's get into your story.
Sounds good, Jack. My story really started in my third year at a logistic company in Taichung. Everyone knew my English TOEIC score was high, but they also knew I never spoke up in meetings with international clients. If an English call came in, I'd silently hope someone else would answer. Sometimes I pretended to be busy just to avoid picking up the phone.
That's a familiar situation for so many professionals here. You feel like there's a spotlight on you, and a single mistake will make everyone remember it forever.
That's exactly how I felt. There was this pressure, like just by having a good test score, everyone assumed I could do anything in English. The truth was, under that pressure, I only wanted to disappear. My supervisor even suggested I translate emails, but I double-check every word, reading drafts over and over.
It's amazing how the fear of looking foolish can push even the most diligent people into avoidance rather than action. I see that all the time.
After a while, I felt like a ghost at the office. I didn't grow. I watched as other teammates got chosen for cool overseas trips or new projects. Each time I said no, it felt safer at first, but then sadness and frustration grew.
Here's what I notice about that cycle. Avoidance feels like relief short-term, but it eats away at your confidence and self-worth long-term.
Yes, the more I stayed silent, the more convinced I became that I wasn't really good enough. Every English opportunity started to feel like a threat.
That's the quiet cost. Most people only see the outside, but inside you're constantly judging yourself for turning away from challenges.
I even pretended to help coworkers by swapping tasks during busy times, so I'd never be put on the spot. I felt guilty, like I was cheating the system.
That guilt is heavy. The fear is, if you say yes and fail, you'll disappoint everyone, but if you keep saying no, you're disappointing yourself.
My internal dialogue was harsh. If you mess up, you'll lose everyone's respect. But every day I avoided. I respected myself a little less.
The real fear underneath is about being exposed as an imposter and losing your place on the team.
Yes, exactly. I kept telling myself, stay hidden, and maybe nobody will notice.
But that's only sustainable until something shifts. Take us to the turning point when the cycle finally cracked.
It happened suddenly. One Friday, our manager was sick, right when an urgent call from a big client in Germany came in. Nobody else was there. I had no choice. My hands were shaking as I answered. The client's accent was thick. My mind went blank, and I felt so exposed. But I managed to listen, take notes, and confirm their shipping issue, even though my grammar was messy.
In that moment, it wasn't about being ready. It was about stepping in because there was no other option. That's the real beginning of growth.
Yes, I was terrified, but the call actually went okay. I solved the problem. After the client even emailed to thank our team, it showed me my fear was so much bigger than the reality.
Sometimes being forced into the situation shows you are more capable than you believed.
The aha was that it didn't have to be perfect, it just had to be real and helpful.
Once you see survival is possible, your brain starts rewriting what's true.
After that, my brain still created doubts, but every time I tried again, it got easier. I started saying yes more often, little by little.
That messy in-between is where confidence is actually forged.
For weeks, I still got nervous, but every successful email or phone call made me remember that imperfect action beats perfect rejection.
It turns out courage gets built when you finally step through the fear rather than away from it. Looking at your story, Peiyou, it wasn't English skills holding you back. It was the protection habit running on autopilot. That's a pattern I see in so many learners.
Yes, my default was avoid first, regret later. After a while, even success felt suspicious, like maybe it was luck.
This connects to a very Taiwanese value-saving face and protecting your group from mistakes.
Absolutely. I didn't want to lose face, so I risked missing out on life-changing opportunities.
The real shift for you was from protect at all costs to show up and try, even with fear present.
My mindset changed once I realized my team actually needed me to take risks, not hide.
What makes that shift so challenging is that no one rewards you for risk at first, but long-term, only risk brings growth.
I had to treat every English moment like a small experiment where learning, not perfection, was the goal.
So, if you faced another unexpected international call today, what would you do differently?
I'd answer right away and focus on listening first, not on my mistakes. If I got stuck, I'd ask for clarification instead of panicking.
I hear so much more strength and self-trust in your answer.
Thanks, Jack. Now, I can see myself as someone who takes action, not just hides.
This avoidance trap is everywhere. I see it in so many talented people here.
If you're out there and think you're alone, trust me, you're not. The fear is normal.
The reason it's tough to break is protecting yourself feels so logical in the moment, but it steals opportunities from your future self.
You have more power than you think. The first step is always the hardest, but it's life-changing. For listeners, here are my top 3 strategies. First, say yes once a week to an English task you'd usually avoid, even if it's scary.
That's key. One brave act breaks the avoidance habit faster than 1,000 grammar drills.
Exactly. The more you say yes, the less fear controls you.
And you start building confidence through real experience.
Second, debrief every English challenge, right? One thing you did well and one thing to improve instead of just focusing on mistakes.
That's so smart. Reflection builds perspective, not just regret.
I noticed writing down small wins made the wins feel real, not just lucky.
And you train your brain to look for progress, not just problems.
Third, share your struggles and small victories with a safe colleague. Don't face it all alone.
Because connection brings encouragement, and you realize everyone's fighting some invisible battle.
My fear shrank every time I admitted it out loud.
Peiyou, your transformation shows imperfect action is always better than perfect inaction. Every time you step forward, you carve a new future.
Thank you, Jack. If I can do it after years of hiding, anyone can. Courage isn't about feeling ready, it's about acting, even if you're scared.
There's real freedom on the other side of avoidance. When you risk, you grow.
Imagine being the person who steps up and inspires others, not because you're perfect, but because you're real.
That's what's truly possible, even for the most fearful among us.
Take the first small risk, you'll be proud you did.
Peiyou, thank you so much for being here today and sharing your story with us. I know our listeners are going to find so much value in what you've shared.
Thank you for having me, Jack. I hope my experience helps someone out there.
I'm sure it will. And everyone listening, if you want to discover the real reasons that are blocking you from speaking English fluently, click the link in this episode to watch a free class that will show you how to remove these blocks.